Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Simon. Welcome to Marcel Simon Show. Today I'm sitting here with an entrepreneur, someone who's doing very well. This is a space where we call young people who are doing very well, whether in the entertainment industry or young entrepreneurs. We come and have a chat with them. And today it's an honor and a pleasure to be able to be joined by Edwin. Edwin, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm fine.
Yes.
I'll just give you this time to introduce yourself and tell us who is Edwin.
Okay. So, in full, like my name is Ramatsitsi Ndangano Edwin, but I prefer using Edwin most. So I'm the owner of Edwin Tutoring Services. So I was born in Limpopo, Venda, from Hamashau Tondoni village. So I started like this company in 2019, 19 July. So this is me.
Yeah, I really appreciate for making time to come here. I don't take it lightly, and it means a lot to me and my whole team. So I want to know who is Edwin at the age of 4, 5 years old. How you grew up. How was the environment at home?
Okay. So it's kinda like a long story, but like I'll try to cut it short where I'm from. So me, like I was born in a family where like I was raised with people like who sell.
Yeah.
So like we used to have a farm at home, but it was not a big farm, just a small farm. So like I was raised by my mom and my dad, both of them. So my mom used to sell fruits. Like she used to carry me the bag when I was young. So like she'll go to door selling fruits. So like when I learned to walk and stuff, like I was learning how to sell. She taught me how to sell, how to socialize with people. She like taught me how to deal with money, how to manage finance. So like I fell in love with those things. After like I took that business, I'm like, this business is mine. Mom, you can rest for now. I can take this one. So I did that. I used to go door to door. Like it was kind of tough. Like by my time, I used to go door to door selling those things. So that's where like now I fell in love of being an entrepreneur. But I was like, okay. When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. That was my dream, to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. But by the same time, I want to be an entrepreneur. So you see, like there was two professions like fighting, entrepreneur and teacher. So okay. So when I was 8, I started another business at school. I was having a spider shop at school. So that was where now like I saw the importance of being an entrepreneur. So I was using like to be you see like when you are a learner and selling at school.
Yeah.
So like I think my principal who allowed me to have a spider shop at school also. So I was having that business like it. I learned more there. I learned more how to manage money, how to deal with people, how to manage employees because I was having some employees who are older than me. So that encouraged me to end up having a big business that I can manage to employ a lot of people. So when I was in grade 11, that's when I started like Edwin Tutoring Services because I was encouraged by my teachers. So they used to see me like I was good at school. Like I was when you get position 1,
Yeah.
they'd be like
Just before you started your company, you being an entrepreneur, having a sponsor shop in school, and you having to sell from door to door those fruits that your mom and dad were usually selling. Have you maybe encountered bullying from school from other learners? I'm used to the word students now. From other learners, name calling you and trying to bully you in many different ways.
Okay, great. That's a great question. So I will say like yeah, I was bullied a lot at school, especially when I was in grade 8 and 9. I was bullied a lot by my classmates. They will steal my stock. They will take like they used to bully me a lot. Like they will take my books and hide them. Like it was kinda difficult. If they don't steal my books, they're gonna steal my stock. So, but I never gave up in that time. They used to call me names like, how if you are from that family where like you are poor in your village, so they'll call you names, they'll treat you bad. Sometimes like there will be a fight, every time there will be a fight. I end up changing school in grade 10. I changed to another school. That's where now like I found myself, I discovered myself in that new school. Where like I survived from being bullied by other learners. Then now like that's where like that school was like I can say like it was good because like there was no someone like who can bully you. They don't know me. I'm new to the school. You see, that's when I started like to discover myself. So that's when I started to learn about myself and start to remove that mind that like I was bullied. I discovered like I can do this here in the school. You see, so like yeah, when I get to that new school, I stopped having a spaza shop. So now I wanted to have another business that I can operate. You see, so like that's why I started like Edwin Tutoring Services in grade 11. Because like by my year grade 10, no one was knowing me but at school. No one knew like I'm the best at school. Like I have to fight for marks first to see me that like I'm the best in this school. You see, so like in grade 11, I can start this business of teaching other people. That's where like yeah, I survived from being bullied.
So like the bullying thing didn't affect you academically in terms of performance?
It did, but I never allowed because I wanted to see myself. I used to tell myself that like I want to be the first guy in my village and my family to be the first, the best one, to be known. So I never allowed being bullied to affect my marks anymore. Even they bully me, I would still pass. Even they take my books, I would still pass.
Yeah.
I used to be that guy who will never give up. I was the hard worker.
Ah, that's the spirit, man. To not allow anything in life, you know. I have this mantra. I have so many mantras in life. One of the mantras I live by, it's from Voltaire. It's known in the Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility, and I love how they put it in Spider-Man. They say with great power comes great responsibility and sacrifices. You see, so yeah, man, you just need to sacrifice. Nothing shall stop you, and at the end of the day, we'll reach where we want to be in life. So, in terms of you being in a new school in grade 10, grade 11, how did it happen? And or how did you achieve to be able to be the president of the school? What inspired you, to say, this is where I belong?
Okay, great. Okay. Let me just state it like to make it clear from grade 10 to grade 12, the journey from grade 10 to grade 12. So when I arrived at that new school, I was taken by another woman from that other. She saw me like I've been bullied by that, so she was a clerk at that school. She took me to that. She transferred, like she asked for a transfer to that school. So when I get to that school, it was kind of tough because like now we are meeting. That school was the best school like in our area. So like we meet the number ones of different schools, number two of different schools. So I'm the number one from that other school. I'm coming there. That like okay, when you go there, like you'll be number one. But that was not the case when I get there. That was my first. I got position 11 in my first. Like it was my first time getting position 11 in my life because I used to be in top 5. That thing ate me. That thing like yeah. I tried my best. I told position 5 like I'm coming for you guys. This is my position. I belong here in top 5. But that it didn't happen like that. What I expected. So there was the time. It was during September they were awarding. I went there, like I make sure that I scheme with those guys, number ones and number twos, like we were too close.
Yeah.
They were also my desk mate. So they were awarding those guys there. I was sitting next to that block, like those guys, they were calling them there. Like that meeting, like you come with your parent, but you sit like students there, parents that side. So you see, like when you're sitting with someone, like when they call the name, they're going. When they come back, they give you the awards. You are the whole of the awards. Someone they call like standing from the side, going. You're not going. People like are looking at me like this. That thing ate me more. That's the pain. Like that's the first pain that I felt like this one is painful. So that's my first time crying in front of my mom. Like, mom, you know what? I'm telling you that like I promise you, I'll be in that stage next. I'll be calling those awards next year. So I made sure that like I fought hard. I told my mom, okay, mom, I'll be coming back this time. I used to come back around 6. Wake me up by 10 to study. She used to do that. She sacrificed herself to wake me up by 10 to study. I studied as hard as I can. First term, they were awarding again. I was pushing 3 in that next term. That was the best. Like it made me like I still remember like when I'm going to the stage, I got scared, I got shake, and I nearly fainted. But I was the happiness like I made it to be here.
You didn't believe.
Yeah, but I'm like okay now, okay I made it to be there in position 3. But now like I'm competing with who here in this school. I can't compete in this environment only. Let me try to compete with circuit. You see now I have to attack circuit. You see, so term 2 I did it again. People were not believing me when I got posting. They'd be like, maybe marks, like they're wrong and stuff. I was like, okay, if they're wrong, let me attack circuit. I attacked circuit. It allowed me to. then like that's where like I gain spirit. Like if you tell yourself like I want to achieve this, and you put actions, you can achieve it. So I was pushing 3 again in circuit. The next one was cluster in district. I end up being in top 200 of the district in Limpopo. So that was the achievement like that made me to be like known. You see, like in my area, I'm the only one who's at like achieving that. Being there, like the first one to be there, like being called in the stages, collecting, putting my surname there, and also my school name there. So that was the spirit. Like it encouraged me, and like it put other students like was struggling in school, to see the potential of coming to me and ask for help. When they come and ask for help, I didn't do that thing of like they are wasting my time. I allowed myself to learn by teaching someone else. Seeing someone, I want someone to be there also, like to be like me. You see, that's when now I started helping others by studies. I took the studies. Yeah, in grade 11, that's what like I was helping, because like that's where like now I was achieving those things. People were coming to me now, taking me serious, like seeing me, respecting me in that way. Like I gained love on helping others, because like when I help others, I learn more. You see, I started with that like it's hard on me. I go and teach someone. When I teach someone, that's where I discover myself. That's where like I fell in love and knowing more about the topic. So I'm like, okay, now I need to start a company so that I can have a side hustle by that company. It was just an idea in grade 11, just to have something, because at home they got that moment where like they can't give me money to care at school for so they were struggling financially now. So now I was led to do what to head that side hustle now, to use my skills and knowledge to teach someone and get some little money. You see, that's how like now I started Edwin Tutoring Services. Like I was teaching, doing that. Like my teacher saw that like I'm doing that, so they even gave me the keys for school, because so that like when I open the gates and teach other people by Saturdays and Sundays, they allowed me to do that. So I'll be like, okay, now I need to learn how to lead the group, like the large group of people. What can I do? I'll be like, okay, let me try to be a president, because now at this school they know me. That was grade 12 now. So it was the first like term they were choosing stuff. So like luckily enough, people vote for me in the board. Like there were a lot of people they vote for that we want this guy to be.
Oh, I just want to understand the process of voting for president, because in my school was a different thing.
Yeah.
There were learners who were voting for you, or like educators would select people who they think qualified to be the school representative council.
Yeah, the teachers will choose, ne? When they choose, then they go like you go and have a meeting at the board. There's a board where like they do board meeting. You sit there. So like now we are doing elections, who will be the president. So we choose by the votes. And when we vote, you have to explain why are you choosing this person. Like, do you think this person will be your leader? And explain why you think like this person is a leader. So that was the thing. So I got chose by people, like my votes were like more than others. I'm like, okay, wow, it was my first time, like, but I was scared, because like I never been like a president and leading the large group, but like I don't know how to lead school. And the school, like, we were having like a lot of learners, like, cause that school like was having 1,000 to 2,000 like learners. So I have to lead from grade 8 to grade 12, and make sure that the school is in order. They're attending studies in the morning, because teachers arrive by almost 7 o'clock, and our study was 6:30 sometimes. Others they arrive around they were arriving at 4:15. Like, don't be shocked about that. There are those ones who stays far. They will use transport around 4 o'clock a.m. in the morning. So they arrive at school by 4:15. So even me, I used to arrive at school by 4:15. So I have to check that like there's no one like doing something else at school. Like everything is in order. They are studying. They're entering school. That's how like now like the leadership entered in me. So I fell in love in doing that. I led my school. I made sure that like the school was in order. I'm telling that like we were having. I was doing commercial stream. So in my class, I'm telling that like by my year when I was the president, no one failed in my class.
That's dope.
No one failed, because I believe that like if I teach and I help others, both like all of us, you want to be there. So like no one failed in that class.
The reason why I asked the process of elections, selecting the president or the school governing learners, and all the stuff, the SRC, they call SRC or LRC, Learners School Representative Council. In my school was a different thing. I went to a combined school where it's from grade R to grade 9.
Yeah.
Then after grade 9, that's when I went to a township school in Watford. But back at home in Donaldson, we were selected based on our academic performance. I was a mathematician, man. I was so dope in maths. So
Yeah.
like in grade 8, one of our maths teacher came with a challenge. She did the exercise, did her calculations, then she came with a number. She said, anyone who's going to solve this, I'm going to buy her a lunch bar. No. was so crazy. Everyone tried in class and no one could solve it. So I stood up and I was like, ma'am, I can do it. She's like, yeah, sure. I was like, yeah. And she was like giving up. She wanted to leave. I did my calculation. She's sitting there like I did from step by step. And I got my answer. She was like, wow, correct. That left for me. I was like, yeah, next week Friday, I'll give you the lunch bar, which she ended up buying me. So by the time they wanted to elect LRC, they were going class by class. Grade 8 and grade 9 were the ones who were qualifying to be in LRC. They selected us and we led, man. The rest was history. But yeah, it's challenging to lead learners.
Yeah.
As a learner, you see, there are those who are going to respect you, there are those who are going to bully you at the same time and all that stuff. Do you feel as a president during that time there were learners who were not appreciating the effort that you were putting?
That one, like, it happens a lot. They will criticize you, but I believe that, like, criticism makes you go. So if you believe in yourself that you can lead this large group of people, I think, like, that's what made me go and manage them. So they will criticize me when you say like everyone must enter the class. Yeah, it's time to study studies. But others like will be like, this guy.
They call you Ramaphosa.
Yeah, you see, like, yeah, that's the thing. So
you're the
calling
president
names and stuff, like, yeah, they think maybe like you're putting yourself there. You see. So there are those ones who, after, like, you see, if I hear you saying that, I will come to you like alone. It's like you're making class to be funny, like laughing and stuff. But I target you alone. I'll come to you alone. We talk, me and you, we talk without being harsh on you. Just trying to explain what I'm trying to achieve, trying to help you. You see, because like you can make jokes. I used to tell, like, you can make jokes in the class, everyone can laugh. But now you are in grade 12. So, grade 12, you are alone here. Your marks determines, like, you are alone. No one, like, will be there writing with you. So those jokes, like, you won't do them in the exam room. And like after that class, if we pass, all of us, we are going to separate because we are going to different universities. You won't see me. You won't see me. I won't see you. So we won't be in the another level, like same level, me and you. So like I'm trying to guide you in this way. Like, just try for this year. Sacrifice yourself for this year. Allow guidance for this year. So that, like, next year, maybe, like, you will gain something.
Yeah.
So,
Fast forward, coming to 19 July 2019, where Edwin Tutoring Services company was established. When you established that company, you're wearing the same shirt. What were your objective goals that you were hoping to achieve with the company?
you know, like, I can say in Edwin Tutoring Services, like, I have a lot of goals and vision to achieve that I'm still trying to achieve. But what I was wanting to achieve when I started this company is to I saw, because like I'm from the rural areas where I saw the need of education, the lack of
We're all from
information,
there.
like, the lack of you see in schools, like, they use textbooks. There's no study guides in the rural area, so like we can depend on study guides and stuff. So there's no a lot of extra classes where, like, if your teacher's teaching, you after you know that, like, you can get extra classes after. There's no those things. You see, when I start my company, my dream was to help those people who are struggling, those ones maybe who when you get sick, at school, like maybe like you'll be sick, you miss classes. A teacher won't go back to those things that, like, you missed. So you're gonna struggle the whole year. So like my aim was to meet and to meet that gap that is between the teacher and the learners, to offer individual classes to help them achieve good results. Again, also like what encouraged me to have Edwin Tutoring Services, I was having a maths teacher who used to, like we were too close. Sometimes we used to fight when I'm doing my own things. So he used to encourage me that like, you know what, in life, you need to start your own things. So that encouraged me like to end up thinking about having my own school.
Really?
Yeah, having my own school, like leading my own school. So that was the dream.
Is the dream still there?
It's still there.
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna
still
do it.
pushing it.
Yeah.
Just the like capital's the one like that is troubling.
Yeah.
But the dream is still there.
Yeah, living from Venda in Limpopo, coming to Wits, as a student now, you are no longer a learner, student and entrepreneur. How are you balancing like between schoolwork and businesses and all that stuff? And by the way, I didn't ask you from the beginning, what are you studying? You know, can just tell me, how are you balancing the two, entrepreneurship and school stuff and what you study?
Okay, so I'm doing becoming accounting. Becoming accounting, yeah. So balancing my schoolwork and doing business as I can say like yeah, entrepreneur is too personal, but yeah, you need to balance everything. You need to know like you don't have to. If I can say, let me just say, if you see 80% of what your interest is in and your passion is in, you need to focus on it. Like my passion is in teaching, educating other people. So I use that also for my course also. See, I'm offering my course also like the University for Vets. I teach some learners who are here doing my course also. So teaching those guys is kind of helping me to study also. You see. So I also attend some classes for my tutors because I have workers. So like when they're teaching other subjects, what I'm doing, I also attend. You see. So that's helped me also to uplift my marks and to do well in my school.
What time of the week and which weekdays do you guys, as a company, Edwin Tutoring Services, do you guys have those tutoring lessons?
My company we work differently with other companies. My company works from Monday to Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, Monday to Sunday.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Working on weekends like usual.
Yeah. So me myself there are tutors who work Monday to Friday, others work Saturday and Sunday. Like me I love working Saturday and Sunday. I make sure that in the morning I wake up by 6 o'clock. I must be at my center by time teaching because we operate from 8 o'clock to 7 p.m. So Saturday and Sunday, that's my busy day. I'm not doing anything, I'm teaching. 8 o'clock to 7. Sometimes I teach from 7 until 1 or 2 a.m. teaching others. So I work weekend most.
Do you sleep, man?
I do sleep, but I'm used to teaching. I'm used not to sleep anymore because just that little time that I'm sleeping is fine. I'm already get used to it.
So if you are teaching on Sundays, Saturdays, Sundays, you are teaching from 7 until 1 a.m. You have assignments, man, due on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. How are you trying and balance these all things?
You see, during the week,
Yeah.
There are those free times when everyone is having free times. Now I'm doing my work. I can say I used my life belongs to school and my company. There's no other things that is there. My free time is my school. So if I don't have a work for school, I'm teaching. That's the thing. That's I took my company as my hobby. That's my life ends there.
So you don't have free time whereby you need to refresh, maybe play some games, go out and chill?
I can say I do give myself a day maybe in a week, especially Mondays. Especially Mondays, that's where I rest. But there's that thing when like I'm sitting, I didn't achieve my dreams yet. I still have a vision to achieve. When I'm resting, I feel like I'm missing something. You see, my brain when I'm sitting, it's always functioning to achieve something. It's always functioning to think about where I am. How can I move from this place to that place? I need to see myself like it's like every week I have a target to meet. That's like when I'm sitting. If I just go and sit outside, like my you'll end up like standing up and going to work, like going to look at my laptop, typing something, like that's
Man, I'm a man of mantras, man. I have so many mantras, as I said earlier on. There's this one that I also live by. It says, work as a slave and you live like a king or queen. So I love the fact that you put your all in it, man. It's nothing that comes hard in life. Everything. Everything, man. So Edwin has partnered or maybe reached other borders. You know, it's not only functioning within South African borders, it's doing some work in the US and all this stuff. How did you manage to pull that off to come with this idea? Say, no, man, I don't need to say I'm from Limpopo, I need to focus only within the borders of South Africa. I can reach outside the country.
okay. Yeah, like that one, like I took advantage by 2022 last year. It was March. That's where like I was like I was doing economics my first year. 2021, I was doing economics by my first year. So that econ that I was doing here at Wits, I was comparing with other universities and comparing with other countries. I saw that like economics from Wits is the one that I can use an advantage to attack other work, to help others, because I'm in groups on Facebook where like they teach economics, they post about economic stuff. I was checking, comparing, learning, doing research about my economics. Like no, I pass economics well and I have the knowledge. I can do this. I can teach. So my first learner was America, UK. Like that was America, the first person to teach outside. I was scared to teach because we work different hours. Like fun like here is 2 hours, that is another hour, like the hour time. So like so
Right now, you can find that it's 8. It's
yeah.
8 there. in the
Yeah, you
morning.
see, so like we are working in different time slot, but I didn't take that one like as like disadvantage. Like I can't do this. Now I'm that person where I tell myself like I can do this. When you give me something, like you say you knew something today, like Edwin, teach me this thing, even though I don't know it. I don't sound like I never did this. I'll tell you like yeah, I did it. Like can teach you this. I can do this. And after I look at it, I bring it to you and I make sure I perfect it in the way where like you'll feel like yeah. So that's what like I took advantage of economics from UK. I end up teaching 5 countries. Like I taught Malaysia, I taught those people like Singapore, like I taught there. People like me like such as India. That's where like my clients, most of them they came from India. But Singapore, UK, but I produced distinction in Malaysia. The student that I was teaching, she got 85%.
That's dope. Man.
So like that's where, like now I'm kind of like yo, yeah, now I produce distinction outside. This can help me to go far with economics. I trust myself now. So like when you start, you have that fear, but if you destroy that fear first in you, you can do it. In myself, it's like I can do it. I like also I think maybe like when you're searching me like you saw that like I'm in the process of writing the study guides. I'm achieving my vision that I saw. I saw myself like I want to be an author of study guides, maths, accounting. So I'm in the process of doing that.
Oh man, that's dope, man. Talking about producing an A in Malaysia, I know that about hundreds of distinctions that Edwin Tutoring Services has produced so far, more than 100 since it started in 2019. When students, learners, so to speak, get their statement and they got those distinctions are so hip, and they send you clips. They say, Edwin, thank you. You see them celebrating, and sometimes they send you texts or voice note. How do you feel?
You know, uh, there's this guy used to tell me that like it's not about money, but about what you are producing. So when I produce good results, like I can say I become more happy than the parents of the students or the learner, because that's my work, that's my energy. Like seeing someone producing good results, it put more happiness to me. That's why like I fight hard, like finding someone that, like, you see when you're getting someone who's getting 30s or failing 20s, and you produce distinction from that person. There's another improvement, like that's happiness, like it lasts me forever.
Have
Like,
you had those kind of clients whereby the learner is struggling academical, maybe for an example about 30% is getting 10%, when you guys train them they're becoming getting A's?
I can say 85% of my clients, they are those learners. 85% of, like, yeah. So they are those learners. So sometimes, like, it makes me, you see, like now they're going to write exams. I become scared if someone is coming now.
Yeah.
You see, they're like, we want classes now. It's like the results, like the person was getting 30s, 20. I become scared, but I believe in myself that, like, even though you come late, you're going to write. I can try all my best to produce better results. You move from that 30 to 70 or distinction. That's what, like, I trust myself. I told myself, like, I can teach someone. They must not fail. They rather just pass or get distinction. That's my goal.
Oh man, you
Because
guys are dope. You guys are genius.
Because if they fail, that's depression to me, stress me more. It's like a wound to me. It's like a wound.
Like it's I'm just thinking, trying to process this in my mind. It's not easy, man, to take someone who's getting 30s to produce 75 or 90%. It takes dedication, so much time, commitment to that. Oh man, like that's amazing. I'm out of ways to describe how incredible you guys are doing this. So man, and in terms of one wanting to be part of Edwin Tutoring Services, how can one be part of it? There's this guy, I hope you know him, Fumani Shilubani.
I've heard about him. Yeah.
Is There's a drama right now in SABC2 called Gyan Land of Blood,
Yeah.
and there's another story that plays on Mzan's Magic. It's called Love Specialist, whereby he specializes in love. It's a big name in the industry for Manchilova, and he has a company also that does tutoring stuff, and the same thing. They have some extra classes and all the stuff. What distinguishes Edwin from any other companies like Fumani and Shuluban companies and some other tutoring companies?
Okay, great. Let me state that like clearly and make it how, like, I make sure my company is different from other tutoring companies. So as you know that, like you stated about Fumani Shuluani company of tutoring, the industry of tutoring is kinda big, and there are a lot of competitors there. There are a lot of people like who feel like, okay, I'm good in doing this. I think like I can tutor someone. They end up opening the tutoring companies. There are a lot of tutoring companies. So like every day, I used to be fighting to beat my competitors. I need to be like bringing different strategies how to beat my competitors, how to meet the demand of the learners. So producing results, the results talks. I believe that producing results talks for me. If you produce good results, those results must talk for you. It's not about like talking about like Edwin Tutoring Services is the best company in Gauteng. I can't just say so, but the results must talk for me. So if you can manage to produce from 30 to 90 or 100, it means you are beating other companies.
And I've seen on Instagram, WhatsApp, and all other social media platforms, Facebook also,
Yeah.
whereby I have realized that you guys, you have multiracial clients. You have blacks, white, and all the stuff, which is it's amazing to me, to say we don't reject other races. We don't want to focus on our, how can I put this? We don't want to focus on our fellow black people, but even others. If you come in India and you're white, we are there to help you. That's amazing. So you guys, when you started, you never had maybe specifics. I know you're from a rural school, whereby it's Venda. It's a black homeland, to
Yeah.
put it in that way. So when now you are in Johannesburg, you have these other people coming. Was it hard for you to deal with that, or accept or admit them in your school?
Like where I'm from, it's like Venda. It was kinda difficult, like to speak English. I learned to speak English here.
Really?
Yeah, 2021, that was my first time. Like, we used to write English,
Yeah.
but like in those places like this, like we talk Venda every day. Like when you sleep, wake up, it's Venda. Like there's no English, you see. So like I learned English here. Imagine when I come in here, you have to teach in English, not in Venda. If it's not Venda, it must be Zulu.
Yeah.
But I'm not good in Zulu. But I told myself, like, even though English is kind of difficult for me to speak, let me just go and break it there in those schools. I remember the first time I went to this was like mixed school, like teaching in mixed school. So those learners, like, they grew up speaking English. I'm teaching them. You're pronouncing like words differently. I was vandalizing those words. I'm telling you, I was vandalizing. So yeah, like I remember, like I was trying to pronounce like this word paradigm. I say paradigm.
Yeah.
Like someone like, no, say like that's not paradigm. It's
Yeah.
paradigm. I'm like, no, it's paradigm. I'm like, okay, you know what? Like I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, if like it's paradigm, I chose someone like come and write it in the board, the spelling for it in the board.
Yeah.
They struggled to write it. I'm like, you see, you know how to say it, but like you don't know how to write it.
Yeah.
So when I say paradigm, I'm helping you to be able to write also. So when you say paradigm, you can also, like, like you see paradigm, you can write it.
Yeah.
Where like you won't make mistakes. So that was me, like, to remove fear from teaching English people, like. So it made me like have confidence step by step. They started respecting me, those kids, and it made me have confidence to cooperate with white people, Indians, other people, like. So I never rejected anyone who's from other race. Like I never rejected anyone. I believe like we are the same, and both, like all of us, we deserve to learn. So others will call me to come to their places to teach. As like my company, like, to make it like like it's different from other company, because I go to other homes also. Also I teach at my center. I teach online again. We operate in 3 ways. We can come to your place, or you can come to us at our center, or we do online. We cover those things.
Talking about different categories of teaching or approaches to teaching, online, contact, whereby you go to their home or they come into your center. The prices are the same.
No, they differ. They differ because, like, now I have to pay transportation for the tutor to come to your place. So now, like, you have to cover me in the transportation. I include my prices and transportation in it. You see, so like I can afford to pay my tutor and to pay transportation to come to you. So like they differ. If you're coming to me, or you're doing online, there's no transportation then. There's no reason to charge me to charging a lot for transportation, because you are coming to me or you're doing online. So I charge the normal price.
That's dope, man. How I once asked this question earlier on, and I wasn't satisfied with it's not what I was looking for, to put in that way.
Yeah.
How can I be part of Edwin Tutoring Services?
So for being part of Edwin Tutoring Services, there's a process that, like, you don't just choose anyone, you apply. Okay? When you apply, we have a process where, like, we check your results. How was your results? So if
In
you
high school?
In high school.
Oh,
Also,
damn.
we check those results from high school. Again, which course are you doing? Okay, how long did you, were you teaching somewhere, or like you were not teaching, you were just, if you want to teach maths, well, like your course doesn't include maths in it. If it doesn't include maths, means like maybe like you're doing 4th year, there's 4 years here gap from you doing math. Means like there's a lot of process like for you to go back and learning maths, those started to teach, you see. So now there's a lot of you to train you now how to teach, you see. So after we compare the results now, so we come and do interview with you. I'm the one who do the interview to trigger your brain, like how can you answer those questions. If you answer the way that I wanted, that means like, yeah, you're good. And I'm gonna test you again. When you're teaching the first day, I'll be there. I need to see how you teach the first day. So if you mess up, it's like you're not good. I need someone who can teach. And then when after teaching, someone like myself, like, yeah, you taught me, I learned something. Then those ones are like, okay, Edwin, I want to join Edwin Tutoring Services just for coming for money. And I want the results. Not money, but results. So when you come there, you must produce. You must not left me there, because like I have to account. If the learner fails, I have to account. It's not you as a tutor to account, but like it's me who have to account. I have to explain why the learner failed and what happened. Other parents are hard to deal with. They're like, I was paying you. Why they failed? So you see, that's the thing. Now I have to put you on that corner where like, yeah, you must be fully trained to go to teach. So that like I can believe in you, that like now I don't have to worry and stress about the teacher's going to teach. Now I know that like, okay, you are going to work, you are going to do what like you are trained for, and you know your work. You see.
So with online teaching, what platform do you use for online teaching?
I use I can say I use 2 platforms. I use Microsoft Teams and also Zoom meeting. Sometimes like other trusts they use Google meeting, but I love Zoom meeting and team meetings.
Oh man, thanks for coming. I don't take this lightly, making this time to come here. Where can someone find, or reach out to Edwin Tutoring Services?
I'm interested to get it. Like you can go to on Google. It's one of the top rated companies on Google. Also other social media such as Facebook, with a Facebook page as the name Edwin Tutoring Services. Instagram, you can text us there. We're always online. So when you text, immediately when you text, we respond fast to you. So
Yeah,
social
taking apart Edwin being one of the high rated on Google, I saw somewhere you got an award. What was the award?
It was one of the big, like I can say, best tutor here in Johannesburg.
Oh man,
Yeah, one of the best tutor in Johannesburg.
that's dope, man. Just keep on making difference, man. And what is your advice to every young person in high school? Someone who's struggling to do well academically, or someone who think I'm a genius, I don't need to push much effort, I grab concepts so fastly, and every young entrepreneur who's struggling.
Okay, great. So means like I have to put 3 advices for young entrepreneurs, those ones who are starting in school, and those ones who are doing best in school.
Yeah.
So I'll start by those ones who are doing best in school. So those ones who are doing best school are the ones like that end up performing best. The reason is because they know that like I'm the best. They relax due to results. So my advice is, whenever you're doing the best, even though you're doing the best, get someone to guide you. Get someone who will be your mentor, or a tutor who will guide you, even though you are doing the best, so that like you can improve from being the best, like to do more. You see. So they must not relax. And like they must not depend on like, okay, I'm the best. There are those challenges that they will come. They must always be prepared. Every time must always be prepared for any challenge that comes, that they will face. So for those ones who are struggling in school, I can say we don't give up. There's still more chance like to achieve your goals. I've met more people who are struggling, those ones who gave up already. So I tell them always like that, in this life you don't give up. You always push harder. If like working harder is not working, work smarter. So you don't give up. You always put the work. Don't say like this thing is hard. If you put that thing that like is hard in me, we have that mindset like this something is hard. We put that mindset that like something is hard, well it will be hard on you. But if you tell yourself that like, okay, I can't do this one, but how can I do it? It keeps your brain working now to get solutions. How can I achieve this thing? How can I make it? But if you say I can't do it, you are stopping it. Your brain won't work. It won't function straight to what you want.
So to every entrepreneur,
I can say, start with what you have. There's no right time to start. Start with what you have. Don't wait for fundings. Fundings won't come to you, but you need to put actions first. Fundings comes to you when like they saw that like you already achieved something. No one can fund an early idea, like just an idea that I want to start a business. Now someone's just put money. It's rare. It's rare to get those people, but you need to start early and start with what you have. Don't put yourself like I want to start on my 30s, on my 25. Like, start early as you can. Try to be pushing it, even though like it's kind of difficult. There's those steps that like those challenges in business that like you'll be meeting. You need to meet those challenges. Than people funding you now, giving you money now, and you meet those challenges where like your business will end up collapsing or something. Learn first, then take people's money, and you improve your business because like you already have the skills for doing that.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much for coming. As I always say, I'm a mantra man. I just want to play with words a little bit. It's better to try and fail than to fail to try. And there's a quote I love also by Admiral William. He said, "Don't ever ring the bell," which means not ever give up. Oh man. Guys, thank you so much for being here, watching this episode. We'll see you in our next episode. Just make sure you hit the subscription button there and like and share and comment. See you in our next episode. See you next Friday, same time, same place. My name is Marcel Simon, and with that, I love you. Peace and love.